And I would say we are back for another interview with me this time. One of the few members of the pop task community, I would say. Eien, welcome. Glad you could join me.
Thank you, Doga. Glad to be here.
Right. So as I said, you're first of all, you're very active in the retro community, and is that also related to the first Prince of Persia games you played, like casually? Did you start with the retro games, or did you start with the Sans trilogy, like a lot of people?
No, just straight down to Prince of Persia 1, which is the game I played when I was a kid. I would say the first game I ever played in a computer. And I just got in on, it was a coincidence that I saw a Higlax speedrun, the world record for Pop 1. And I was like, whoa, this guy is playing faster than I ever remembered. So that's how I came into the community, but I wasn't planning to do anything, just watch and support. But then the idea of starting the glitch hunting came, and that's how the rabbit hole started for me.
Right, yeah. So in terms of casual experience again, so you said you started with Pop 1, with the classics. Did you play any other Prince of Persia games after that, or was it your only contact with the Pop franchise as a whole?
Of course, Prince of Persia 2 for the OS. And then when I tried Prince of Persia 3D at that time that it came out, it felt so different that I didn't feel the connection. Absolutely, there was nothing there for me. So I stopped there in the 2D pixel, like classic games.
Right. Yeah. So then you said you found out about pop speedrunning through Higlax stream. You said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you discover speedrunning in the first place, or like when did you first hear about speedrunning? If you remember that is.
I would be lying if I told you I remember exactly when it was. I think, like many others, it may have been something related to Super Mario Bros. 64, Super Mario 64, one of those classic runs. Yes, I think that was my first, wow, this is incredible experience, both in real time and in TAS. When I watched the TAS also, I couldn't believe it. And I never played the game. That's a caveat. I never played Super Mario 64, but you can tell how insane that is and how they can achieve those things. And then it is, as I said, a rabbit hole. I started watching other videos and all kinds of games I played and I didn't play.
Right, yeah. So you, as I said, you did work on the Pop 1 TAS, or multiple Pop TASs actually, over the last year or 2 years.
Yes, I won like this year I started.
Yeah. And was that the first experience with tasking or doing anything speedrun related yourself other than watching?
Yes, absolutely. That was my first task experience on the task creating side was that. And I wasn't planning on doing anything like that. I was only glitch hunting because tasks I consider to be very frustrating and very time consuming. But the idea came of using a bot, like a routing bot that we developed. And the idea came from Krem, the user Krem. He developed the first one, and he came with the idea, and then I said, this is my thing. I would like to continue his work, and that's how I came into the task. So the task I created is mainly generated by a bot. It's not that I tried every single combination of things. So it wasn't so much time consuming on that side, but in the programming side, yes, it was time consuming in the end. So,
so
you pay the price.
Do you also have a background in programming, or did your programming life start when you worked on the tasks as well?
No. I've been programming for 18 years or so. I can't remember. Like, I have a PhD in computer science, so that made it much easier for me to know what to do. It was basics. I knew what to do. I knew how to do it. So it was a matter of getting it done.
Okay, so this is really an application of your long-standing knowledge of computer science.
Definitely. But without Krem's ideas, this would have never been done. I had no idea we could do this. And after I watched him do it, I said, okay, this is very possible, and I want to do this, absolutely.
Maybe in terms of RTA speedrunning, is there a favorite game or category you like to watch?
RTA speedrunning, definitely. So, well, I watch a lot of like Twitch content and stuff. I watch a lot of StarCraft and Warcraft even. But in terms of tasks, I watch Prince of Persia. I'm not gonna lie to you. Prince of Persia is the one thing that when someone is streaming, I really try to be there to watch what they're doing. Other games I don't really recall. I watched a lot of this player that plays Super Mario 2. Actually, I don't remember his name. He's from Sweden. Perhaps you can tell, but yeah, casually. But I'm not like all day tasks like speedrunning watcher.
Is there also, or do we have a favorite technique or skip from pop speedrunning that comes to mind right away?
Yes, I may be biased, but definitely watching the skip on Prince of Persia 1, the level 7 skip that I came up with, at least the principal idea, and then we worked it out. Watching Higlak and others also figure out a way, because that seems to me this skip, and I'm sure this is the story of all skips in everywhere.
Yeah.
That skip to me seemed like task only for the longest time, and watching Higlak crack it in a week or less than a week and do it himself and coming with Excel sheets where he calculated the probability and what to do in each possible branch that can happen, and then he cracked it and he implemented in a world record. That was mind-blowing. And nowadays, when I see someone doing that skip or level 8 skip, I say, okay, it was completely worth it. It was totally worth it to work on that.
Yeah. By the way, I like how you say you may be biased, but I mean, this is your interview, so it's the point of it is to be biased about
yes,
this.
I am biased.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you already mentioned level 7, level 8 skip, which I guess would be an answer to my next question, but maybe you can come up with something else as well. Mm-hmm. Is there maybe another memory related to pop speedrunning that you hold dear, that you like to think back on, or like, this is really cool that this happened, or that I was able to participate in it, watch it, or something?
I would say, so of course, the answer is the same as the last question. Level 7 is watching them do it.
Right.
But I think the whole process before that, the streaming, working that out, because it wasn't so clear at the beginning that it was possible. Mm-hmm. And I was streaming it and brainstorming. So a very boring stream, because I had the calculator open, I had the cheat engine open, I was looking into all the variables and everything that was happening. And still people joined the stream, 2 or 3 people, and they were like spamming the chat, try this, try that. What happens if you do this? What happens if you do that? And in the end, things happened, but also everyone was very, very connected to it. It was like a community thing. Like we all won. That's the nowadays. If I discover a new skip, perhaps I don't know if that's going to happen. It was a very special moment in the Pop 1 community earlier this year. I don't know if it's going to be something similar again in the next 10 years, where both the best players and the glitch hunters and new ideas came in a single month. It was craziness, that feeling of things are happening now. After 30 years in the game, everything is happening. We are losing minute after minute after minute, and no one ever did this or ever saw this in this game before. I think that magic feeling is what I cherish the most, more than just the breakthrough and then watching it happen.
Yeah, it's a great answer. I also remember that, I mean, on the one hand, when I joined many years ago, for Sands of Time, there was this zipping was being found and new skips left and right, minutes, tens of minutes being shaved off. So on the one hand, I can really relate to the feeling you're describing here. And on the other hand, you know, over the years, things died down. A lot of skips have been found. And then suddenly last year, I hear about, in Pop 1, there are these crazy discoveries after like 30 years, and suddenly people are coming up with new ideas. That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yes. And that's a magic feeling. And I don't know, people watching, and this is something I also got from this. When I watch a task or when I watch a speed run, we're watching the end product, right? And it may be fascinating for your standpoint, but the thousands and thousands of hours spent in creating that route or those techniques, and then you think about it and you say, oh, these people wasted so much time just to reduce 10 seconds, but the rewards were reaped during the process. So this excitement, this small community excitement, this you're part of something very important, that's a reward by itself. And the end product, of course, then you sell it to the market, right? To the wider audience. It's a product, but the fabrication of that product was also very, very rewarding, I would say.
It's like this feeling of few people, we did this together. Like we achieved this thing.
Yes, absolutely. But then with the bot, with the creation of an automatic routing thing, the brute force-ish almost kind of way, but also applying it in a supercomputer, it was like no one is ever going to improve this. Like we are scratching the very top of which is always a lie. In speed running, there's not such thing as we reach the max, the fastest, but
yeah.
I don't think we're gonna improve on that.
Right. Okay. So with this, we are at we are a bit over the 10 hour. That would be 10-minute mark, of course. 10 hour would be impressive. So with that, I say thanks a lot to you, Eien, for
thank you
participating, and I hope Olga is finally ready, setting up the next run. Whoever is in charge of tech right now, I'm looking at you. I hope you're ready. So, thanks a lot again, and have fun with the next run, people.
I'm looking forward to it. Bye-bye.